Growing up, I had dreams and aspirations, but always felt like the kid that didn't fit in. For the most part, I wasn't a bad kid, but when I made the transition into adulthood, I turned to the streets for guidance. This led to getting locked up in juvenile hall, doing time in CYA, and eventually a 120-month sentence in federal prison. I had a lot of time to think and reflect during my federal sentence, so I share with you what I learned, hoping I can positively influence someone else's life with Prison Talk.
What's up, everybody? Big Herc Prison Talk. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting our channel, Fresh Out Life After Penitentiary. And if you got any questions, hit us up at FreshOutSeries@gmail.com, and also check out our website for some cool clothing at FreshOutSeries.com. And hey, tell your friends and family to subscribe, and also to check out our Twitter and our Instagram at FreshOutSeries. Now, I had a question from one of our viewers. What happens if you get caught stealing from another inmate? You're gonna get your wig split. The jailhouse thief is the lowest motherfucker on the planet. And let me tell you why. You're already in a fucked up environment, right? Where everything you have is basically limited to what you own to a bathroom with a locker in it. And if you're gonna steal while you're in prison, you have no motherfucking regard or respect for anybody else. So once they find out that you're a jailhouse thief, you might as well check in, because the motherfucker's gonna bust your head. And I know there was an incident at one of the institutions I was at, and there was a cat, and he was from the same town I was from, and motherfucker was like, hey man, this dude is from your town, blah, 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 but I didn't know this nigga. And come to find out, when this cat Selly went to the hole, he stole some of this dude's shit. And so when the dude got out the hole, old boy turned around and checked in. And see, if I would have said that, hey, this is my homeboy, or said, hey, this dude is from my town, if I would have buddied up with this motherfucker, I would have got caught in a whirlwind of shit just that quick, because this dude was a jailhouse thief. So a lot of times you got to know who you're dealing with, man. And before you start saying, oh man, this is my folks, or this is my people, blah, 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 so-and-so, so-and-so, do your background checks on these motherfuckers, man. Because a jailhouse thief will get you caught up in some major bullshit. I've seen a motherfucking riot kick off because the motherfucker stole from another dude, and when they found out that who did it, it basically created separation among this particular car, and it went down. So, motherfuckers will leave stuff out sometimes to see if you're a jailhouse thief. So you might be tested and don't even realize it. You think dudes don't know what they have in their lockers? They count the amount of cans they have in a locker, the amount of stamps they have. I mean, people leave stuff out there like that all the time just to see if you are a jailhouse thief. So you don't want to get caught up doing that. Now, if you're stealing food from the kitchen, that's something totally different. That's survival. Don't nobody care that you're stealing food out the kitchen as far as oatmeal, or you're sneaking out eggs, or whatever the case may be, because most likely that's your hustle, you know what I mean? And that's the institution's property. That ain't an individual's property. But if you're stealing from an individual in there, man, you ain't got there's no recourse for that. That's wig splitting time. So do not steal from anybody in prison, and do not socialize or associate yourself with anybody who steals from people in prison. But that's a no-no. So stay away from that. But if you're stealing, like I said, from the kitchen, even if you're, you don't want to get caught up and be one of those dudes. I mean, and what I mean stealing from the kitchen, it means that somebody brought you food out for you to transport back to the unit. You're not per se going in the kitchen, climbing over the counter and stealing. You're not doing shit like that. When I mean stealing from the kitchen, I mean you're basically, somebody snuck out some steaks and you're gonna transport them back to the unit. But if you get caught with that shit, you're gonna go to the hole. So, but you're not gonna get your wig split. But it's a big difference. But anyways, yeah, a jailhouse thief, man, hey, I've seen motherfuckers checking their homeboys for stealing. So don't think you're gonna get a pass if you talking about you stole but didn't know it was so-and-so's. It don't matter. You don't steal from nobody. It don't matter if he's not your race, or he's not your clique, or not your gang. You steal from another gang, and your homeboys are gonna have to check you in, or everybody, it's gonna kick off. Just that simple. So fuck a jailhouse thief, leave those niggas alone. They poison.